Following Putin's de facto declaration of war against Ukraine on February the 24th, the armed forces of the Russian Federation swung into action. Just minutes after his speech, a rapid air offensive hit Ukrainian airfields, military depots, and other strategic sites, softening up Ukraine's defenses. After the bombardment, the vanguards of the Russian land forces began a general advance from the east, north, and south. The initial push met stiff resistance, with the critical exception of the Chernobyl area just north of the capital Kiev. Perhaps owing to its dangerously high radioactivity, the Chernobyl power plants and the surrounding region were weakly defended. The Russians saw this as a possible chink in the armor of the Ukrainian army and capitalized accordingly. Forces swiftly overwhelmed the defenders and pushed southwards. Meanwhile, aiding the advance of the armoured and motorised troops were elite paratroopers that seized several strategic points, including the Ostomel aerodrome and the western entrance to Kiev itself. With the main body of Russian soldiers advancing on Kiev from the north, a preparatory bombardment with ballistic and cruise missiles targeted several strong points within the city. Russian troops were reported to be in the process of encircling the capital before launching an all-out assault. The situation was and currently is dire. As a response, Ukrainian President Zelensky has ordered the full mobilization of all reservists, and within 24 hours of that announcement, the conscription of all ably fit males between the ages of 18 and 60. Unfortunately for Ukraine, this action will need some time to take effect and is likely too late to have any bearing on the current assault on Kiev. The following tweet serves also as an indictment for just how desperate the situation has become. As tanks rolled into the suburb of Obolon just 5 miles away from the city centre, the Ministry of Defence called upon residents to prepare Molotov cocktails to neutralise the enemy. In the northeast of the country, Russian formations attempted to advance into the city of Kharkiv, but found themselves bogged down in heavy fighting. Images on social media suggested that several Russian armoured columns may have been ambushed. The Ukrainian Defence Ministry claimed the destruction of up to 80 Russian tanks, 516 armoured vehicles, as well as 2,800 casualties, assertions that are yet to be verified by independent observers. All the while in the Donbass, armoured columns punched through Ukrainian defences and began a flanking manoeuvre to encircle the entrenched positions facing Lugansk and Donetsk. From Crimea, a two-pronged offensive was launched, with one spearhead pushing east and occupying the city of Melitopol after its peaceful surrender. From here, the formation could advance further east, attack Mariupol, and roll up the entire Ukrainian defense system in the Donbass. Such conditions would most likely cause a rout of Ukrainian forces in the Far East and a general Russian advance towards the Dnieper River. Now, interestingly enough, Putin seems to have given away part of his endgame for the ongoing conflict. In a meeting with the Russian Security Council, Putin appears to have implied a request for a Ukrainian coup by saying, quote, "I once again appeal to the military personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine. Do not allow neo-Nazis and Ukrainian radical nationalists to use your children, wives, and elders as human shields. Take power into your own hands. It will be easier for us to reach agreement." End quote. As the situation unfolds, the world, including Objective Optics, watches in angst. But nevertheless, we will do our very best to provide you with as many updates as we possibly can. The kind of content that this channel provides takes some time and effort to make, especially if you've got a day job. So all we ask in return is that you like, share and subscribe so that we can grow. The more we grow, the more content we can provide. And with that, I'd like to thank you, dear viewer, for watching this video. Hope to see you on the next one. Cheers.